Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to be analysing the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities are available for today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, starting off on the daily, as always, on the top is EU, on the bottom is DXY. So what's the daily showing us? Well, yesterday we closed out bearish candle. We took out some previous lows here and the previous weekly low. Right, obviously the sell side liquidity from those caused that small pullback here. On DXY, we closed well above that previous weekly high, but nonetheless we've obviously mitigated the buy side liquidity above that. So DXY is still clearly in this bullish trend. We have probably the ultimate buy side liquidity target above these highs here, which is what I've pointed out there, and which is a previous price gap and imbalance as well, just to show the history there. So bearish previous day, we've taken a lot of sell side liquidity on EU though. So what does that mean for today? Well, could that mean a bullish pullback, right, from the sell side liquidity, or a new bullish higher high? We don't know. Or will this bearish momentum continue? Well, I would say to be cautious of this bullish behavior because of all of this sell side liquidity, but it may just be temporary because we are in a bearish trend. Previous daily highs and lows still intact so far today, but we have come off bullish so far this morning, which probably a result of that sell side liquidity pulling back to some sort of POI, right? So I think that's enough for the daily. Let's go down to the 4 hours, see what that shows us. Okay, so here we see the trend a lot clearer. DXY clearly making high highs, high lows, high highs. EU again, as I mentioned yesterday, we had that lower high, high low, lower high. Finally we made that lower low, which broke this low. Didn't close below that, but it's still good to have that new fresh bearish leg, giving us more of a bias, more of that bearish bias, so we're not wondering, are we between weak highs and lows? So I think that's great, that's positive, that's what I've been waiting for. Now, since taking this low here in the sell side liquidity, we've pulled back, right? We've had some sort of bullish Asia and overnight in the evening, and there is this 4 hour imbalance here. There's possibly a draw on price more at the premium end of the equilibrium, right? So up to a premium now, this is a possible draw on price that may be attracting price to it. So we've taken a lot of high time frame sell side liquidity. It's only natural we pull back to some sort of POI possibly that could provide resistance for us to continue our trend. So I do think this is a good point to keep an eye on. DXY, however, has already entered into its POI here, so it may just mitigate and continue bullish, but it also has one below as well. So I think the draw is still there, and I think that looks good and clear. So possible leg now from the high of this leg here to the low here. Right, that's what I would identify as the 4 hour leg. But like I mentioned, this is more of a sweeping action. So we've had some bullish pullback. I feel more comfortable when we close below it. But I'm using the DXY trend here, which looks good to me. So I think the 4 hours clear. Don't think there's much. We have our POI resistance that's possibly going to be entered here. We've already mitigated it on DXY, so that may provide the support we need to continue short. So let's go down to the 1 hour. So as I mentioned, I'm a lot more positive with the structure we created yesterday because we did make that new lower low. But onto the hourly, we've got the 4 hour leg here, but internally where we pulled back to this 1 hour imbalance, we swept that internal buy side liquidity and broke down. So this is my hourly leg from this high here, right, which broke this low here and created this new low. So this is my 1 hour leg I'm working with. So we are in the premium now of that 1 hour leg, though we do still have that 4 hour imbalance above with some 1 hour imbalance up there as well, which may provide a draw on price. We'll see. What's important, we're back into a premium. We have the POI above. We've already mitigated this POI somewhat, as you can see. And then we have that higher POI up here and down here. But we'll see if price needs to go that far. This is at the equilibrium as well. We've got that nice bullish 1 hour leg here on DXY. So bullish DXY, bearish EU. It would be good to have a POI to create resistance and structure from, but if the lower time frame structure does it from here after taking the buy side liquidity above these highs here or internally, then that's also fine with me. This will just be a negative. So I think this agrees with our bearish outlook. We have our bearish leg within our bearish leg here. We're into the premium of this 1 hour leg, which is fine to work from. We've mitigated a 4 hour POI on DXY, which has provided some support. So let's go down to the 15 minute, see what opportunities are available for today. So on the 15 minute, well, you can see this here. Let me go down to the M5 where I drew out this opportunity. I haven't entered. It was a bit sus to me, and I'll explain those cons. Even though it matches the strategy very well, we had our buy side liquidity sweep of Asia. Asia has created a nice sell side liquidity trend line, which is so obvious here. Now what put me off, this break of structure was so weak, right? We were just spiking down, taking sell side liquidity before coming up. So I thought London could possibly sweep Frankfurt and go into this 4 hour POI before breaking down. We have the 4 hour POI above my stop loss, which on the high time frame looks like a good draw on price, because like I said, we took high time frame sell side liquidity yesterday. So we took a lot of sell side liquidity here. It may be that price needs to come to a POI to mitigate as resistance. I don't want to rely on just an internal buy side liquidity sweep on the lower time frame here to reverse what this sell side liquidity might want to do with this POI. So I stayed out just to be patient. I can wait for a continuation if we do break these lows and present a continuation. So I'd be break even now because it'd be a small stop loss, small low. So it'd be coming up for possible break even trade. Like it'd take me out as break even now, because I'd definitely be break even at this point. So it'd have been a quick trade if it worked out, or a quick BE or a quick loss, right? But yeah, these are the cons. This break of structure could have been stronger than that. It didn't fill me with confidence. Just loads of spikes here, not really doing much. But this looks nice. Buy side liquidity sweep, breakdown, possible break structure. We had our inducement here, pull back to the order block to continue lower. But yeah, I'm quite risk adverse, so all of this sell side liquidity, I would imagine price would at least want to come back to a POI up here, and we'll see if that works out, right? I could have either had a 3% trade or, you know, a loss. But yeah, that's the decision I made. So that's the first opportunity I saw this morning. So I'll ignore this one for now. So what can we do with price now? Well, what I would like to see, there's going to be two scenarios here. We're either going to have price come back up, aren't we? Take out these highs for internal buy side liquidity and then break down from our POI. Now that's a break of structure. Then we pull back again to our lower time frame order block POI to continue lower. So this is option one, right, which may be playing out now. We would be taking buy side liquidity from above here, higher time frame POI here, right, which is great. Break of structure around here, possible inducement from a corrective pullback here, lower time frame order block with imbalance possibly around here, and then we set our order to go short, stop loss just above the highs. That's how that would look. So that could play out. We'll see what happens here. This would have been a break even, as I said, or price could hold itself here. Someone who didn't move their stop might still win this trade. Price may break down from this area here. Break of structure we can use here or here, either one. Pull back to this possible order block it's creating now, right? Order block with possible imbalance if we break down with momentum from here, and continue lower, right? So that continuation is still on. We'd have taken internal buy side liquidity earlier in the day, mitigated this, so it's a continuation of order flow to come for this trend line sell side liquidity, continuing our trend. We've mitigated a POI here on DXY. DXY is also breaking structure, doing that continuation formation. Yeah, we'll be going for that bullish high here on DXY, and we'd be coming for our previous daily low. So if I draw that in, break up structure around here, possible inducement from a pullback around here, lower time frame order block with imbalance here, to place our order for a continuation of price from this area. Stop loss just above the high, 4 pips, and there we go. So that's what I'm looking for. Of course, I'm favoring shorts with the bias, with the trend, you know, POI here, continuation of order flow. If it comes up and sweeps more internal buy side liquidity, that'll be lovely. But if it continues from here, I'll probably consider that as well and get involved in that trade. So those are the opportunities I see. I hope that's clear. I think price action is good today structure wise. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.